so going to California. This one's in double drop D. Okay, so we're going to drop our E string to D, our low E, and our high E to D. So those are all going to be D. Okay? And basically it's a very simple song. It's based on just on the D chord and the G chord. Okay, just two chords really, over and over and over. And then you've got your middle break. Okay, so adds a couple more chords. Okay. And then you've got your minor E, which is like a D minor to an A. Okay, so it's really, the structure of it is not complicated, but it's all the variations that are flying around this thing that make it kind of overwhelming when you look at it, right? And what I did in the demo is I recorded two guitar parts, and both parts are kind of using some of the mandolin stuff, okay? So it's sort of a combination of everything that's going on, because there's at least one mandolin in there, and I think sometimes there's two. You can mix and match all these parts, okay? So for instance, I'll just give you the basic overview. On that D chord, there's at least 7 ways of playing that D chord. And yeah, that is a little overwhelming, but there's 7 different variations on that. And on the G, there's 3 different ways of playing that. I mean, this is just my way too, okay? This is not, you know, it is exactly like this on the record. This is my sort of interpretation of combining all the 2 guitar parts and the 1 to 2 mandolin parts to make it kind of sound like the song, right? Then you've got the break. Okay, and there's 2 different ways of playing that. And then you've got the middle bit. And there's 2 different ways of playing that, 2 different variations, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to teach you all these variations. And then what you can do is when you play it, you can put these variations together any way you want, okay? Kind of piece it together and just keep it open and just be creative with it, right? Anyways, okay, the very first variation on the D chord. I'm going to show you all 7 variations on this D chord, and then we'll go to the G, then we'll go to the break, then we'll go to the middle bit. And hopefully I can do this under half an hour. There's so much going on, right? Okay, so we got the double drop D, right? And we're going to kind of fret like a D chord, but take our middle finger off. And throughout the song, it's Travis picking, right? So we're going to do that with our thumb. Just low D, open D. That's 100% of the time when we're on this D chord, that's what we're going to do with our thumb. Okay, and then our fingers are going to go, which is D, D, open D, D, right? D, 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 D. And if you don't know by now, yeah, those are all Ds. D, 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 and D. It's all one note. Okay, so that's the basic pattern. Okay, then we've got this lick. This is the mandolin lick, right? And we bar up here on the 7th fret. And basically we're just going to do this with our thumb, right? But we're going to put this in there, this upstroke on that high E string every other time, right? Right? Okay, it sounds really hard, but it's super easy. Okay, so we're going to be in this. Then we get into all that stuff, okay? So, okay, now, there's variations that I've done in the demo, okay? And one of them is incorporating some of these mandolin licks. So I would call this variation 2. Here's 1, here's 2. Okay, so all we're going to do here is going to keep that going, and we're going to slide up here from B5 to B7, and up to, B7, back to B5, down to B3. But actually, when we hit that, we're going to hit the open D here. So we're going to go, right? Okay, and then we're going to go, which is just, except we're going to use that open D there, the high open D. So, right? Okay, now third variation, almost exactly the same, just different timing. Thumb just never changes, always says that. And when we want to keep that high E ring or high D ringing when we slide up there, okay? So okay, second variation, or sorry, third variation. Fourth variation, same lick, just different timing again. So, but we're not going to pick all of those. Okay, so the three variations is, right, that's 1. 2 is, 3 is, okay, so now we've got 4 variations on the D chord. Okay, now fifth variation is we're going to do this. Okay, so we're all going to be up here, going to bar here on the 5th fret, the B string and the E string. And we're going to fret here on B7. And we're going to go, we're going to pull that off, right? And we're getting a piece of that too. When we pull it off, it sounds really good. And then we're going to go. So. Right? And the thumb, just doing that. Okay, and then we're going to go. Right? Open D. So together. And then we throw this in again. Okay, so all those together. Okay, that is number 5. Number 6 is going to be at the end of the song, where one of the guitars does this. Okay, so we're going to be here on 3rd finger on G7, 1st finger on B5. And we're going to pull off from B7. And then we'll hit that open D. Bass again, just this. Okay, so that's 6. 7 is real easy. It's like a D chord up the octave, right? And we're just going to go. thumb is just again there. Fingers, G string, B string, E string. Okay, so there's all 7 variations. So I'm going to try and get through all 7 of these variations. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there you go. 7 variations just on that D. Okay, and actually there's I'm putting this in later because I remembered there's an 8th one that the mandolin does coming out of this. Okay, and what it does is he goes okay, so what we're doing there is we're gonna, out of this, okay, so what we're doing there is we're just gonna go, the higher part is going to start here on B8, and we're just going to go, right? B7, B5, B3, and then here in G2, G4, B2, B3, okay, so that whole thing would be, and what I do is I include the bass notes in there, and I don't alternate them, although I probably should, but I just kind of pick one of them and play them with those notes. So I go, right? So coming out of this, and then we're into that part, okay? Okay, now let's go to the G chord. So we're going to fret here on E5 and E5, okay? Third finger, first finger. Okay, and we're going to play this lick. And that is the most basic lick. You could play the whole song just playing that and it'd be just fine. Okay, so here the bass is going to go E string, G string. Okay, and that's kind of weird because we're skipping 2 strings there, okay? Which is kind of unusual for finger picking. Normally only we'll skip 1 string, like here, right? But when you skip 2, it just takes a little getting used to that different distance, okay? And the upper strings are going to go like this. Okay. And with the bass. Okay, so that's the basic one. And then there's another way of doing it, which is like this. Okay, so it's just the same opening, and then we're just going to go like B string, G string, E string with the bass. Right? Okay, so that's another variation, and then there's another one that I kind of added, which incorporates that mandolin part, right? So what I did is I did half and half. I did this bit, and then here. Okay, so we're here on E9. And just adding those two open strings, right? And then here, so we've got, right? With the open G and the open high D. And I just use those three fingers to do that. So, and then we're back into the D, right? Okay, so all three of those variations then. The basic one. Okay, the second one. Okay, and the third one. Okay, so there's your three choices on that G chord. Okay, so now we get into the break, and the break goes like this. Okay, so what we're going to do here is like a D minor shape, but barring here on the 3rd fret. And the bass again is going to be just here. I'm going to go, right? And then we're going to come to this, which is like a G7 now, right? But we're gonna pull that off like that, and we're gonna play that B in the bass. So the bass there is gonna go, right? So it's D, 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 then B, D, D, D. So just listen to the bass part. And the upper strings pull off here. That part's tricky to do because you tend to mute that open D with your first finger, so you got to make sure you get your wrist well away there. Okay, and then we're back into that. Okay, so that's the first variation of that. Second variation is sort of the rhythmic thing, which goes. And that is just here, G4, B3, and the rhythm is, okay, best to listen to the record if you really want to study this rhythm, but as far as I can tell, and it changes later on too, it's different, but I just did it the same every time. It's like, da-da-da, and then you hit the B note here, and I'm plucking the B string, the G string, and the D string with my 3 fingers there. So, da-da-da, da-da-da, and then I go. So, and you could go, but with this tuning, that note there just doesn't work. So, I prefer to do it up here. So I go here, which is G2 and B5, up to G7, B7. And then we do this leg. So that whole thing. You know, keeping that thumb going, right? And then the second time around we go. Okay, so same lick, just different timing. And then I just go in this position, instead of being here, I'm just going to do it here. Okay? And then it will actually goes up to that figure, okay? So, those are the two ways of playing that break. And now the only bit we got to learn is the middle bit, which is the minor part. Okay, so we're going to do that thing there. And just like a B minor, there, right? That shape. And we're just going to be interested really in the G string and the B string. Again, the bass, just here. We're going to go. We're going to go to this A chord, but we're not going to use that. Okay, that'll be open. So we're just D7 and G6. Okay, and we're going to go like this with the bass on that A chord and go. So just E string, B string, G string with the bass going like this. Okay, then repeat. Same thing. And then we're back into that D chord, okay? So that's the first way of doing it. And then the second way is up here. We're kind of going to do this D7 shape here with G7, B6, E7, and we're going to kind of go like this. Bass is going to be here, and we're essentially just going. We're fretting here on what is B8. And then it's going to go down to this A chord, and I play it like that, but most guys will play it like that. I hate doing that because I'm crowding my fingers there. Some guys will do it like that too, right? But I just do it like this. And the pattern there is bass is going to do here, okay, A string, D string, and the fingers are going to go. Combine both those by going like this. So what I'm doing there is I'm just going to do a chord like that. Okay, little finger here on E7. It's like that, right? D7. But I've got that there too on B5. And I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to lift off my middle finger and my little finger, because I'm barring those two, right? So I've got, and I'm going to hit those with my 3 fingers here while I'm doing the bass. So I'm going to go, and I'm kind of bouncing off this note here with my first finger. Okay, and then you're into whatever section you're going to play next. And then it ends, you know, when one guitar is done. And the other one is. Okay, so now you've got all these parts. You've got to sort of pick and choose which ones you want to use, okay? So, like I said earlier, you can do it super simple, or you can use any of these variations. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different variations of certain parts. And those are only the ones that I came up with, right? There's probably a whole bunch more that you could add too. Anyways, I hope you get something out of this. I hope you enjoy playing it. It's a real project, you know, it's not something you're going to bang out in an hour. But, you know, if you put the time in, it's really satisfying to play, and it's such a beautiful song, right? Anyways, yep, hope you get something out of it. I'll talk to you next time.